Um, how are we looking? How are we feeling?
Um, Before we get started, I do just want to mention I'm pretty sure there's maybe a little bit of fuckery going on with the server. Both me and
Yeah.
CBD have been dropping a few frames.
I'm not dropping
Oh, really?
anymore. It usually only happens like at the beginning. I haven't dropped any in a while though. I don't know about you,
Okay.
Bushy.
Yeah, it comes in like at most 1 minute burst, but just so that you're aware.
Gotcha. Okay. On my end, it looks great. So
Okay.
it might just be like a on your end type of thing. Like I sometimes have that with my OBS where it looks maybe a little framey on like my preview, but the actual stream is running just fine. So I think
Yeah,
it should
I'm
be
reading the
fine.
stats panel, not the like preview, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. But I mean, it looks good here. If chat mentions to you that it looks framey, we can like look into it. But from the looks of it, it looks
I'm
pretty
not gonna.
solid.
I'm not gonna be looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
chat.
not
So
too worried about it.
Okay.
I just want to let you know.
Yeah. No worries. Appreciate it. So we're both on character creation and have the board up and everything's good. We're hovering over finish.
Yep,
hovering over yes.
that's right.
Oh, okay. Okay, now we're over yes. Okay, cool. All right, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll hop back out. I'll move you guys into your voice channels and just keep an eye out for that 10-second countdown, okay?
All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right, good luck,
Good
guys.
luck, Bushy.
CBD.
My shiny teeth like crystal, just like the stars in Spain. My shiny teeth, they sparkle. I don't know the rest of the words. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's an important square. It's a really important square, dude. Vertigus, Loger, Red Bear in the same line as Lion Bear Hippo. Getting Dancing Lion Scorpions too on the board too. Death Knight, Occultation, Letta, and Consort Radon.
I can also that you're not then why I am Carly.
Love what E5 as well. Age-1's Exaltation and Death Knight. Okay, so Age-1's Exaltation, Death Knight with sort of Light and Darkness on the board is pretty... It's pretty big. What is my plan? I think after Larval Tears, killing Loger would be really good. Or getting Vertigus Discus. Is there any meta? All right. Lesson learned on that one. I should have hovered my mouse over it. Lesson learned. I think I would have gotten it. Come on. There you go.
You're a nomad layout. You're
Two Scotter, then go for Logre, I think. Who's the third one? There we go. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. Fucking hell. Let's go, dude. Come on.
Forgive such after as of it. Oh, I have my and take when they let them mice. Oh, horn. Oh, glory. Tower. Pardon, surely. I prithee is.
Oh god, let's go, man. Jeez. Too far. Trying to figure out what I should be doing. Death Knight is pretty important, I think. Golden Scarab, Ritual Sword Talisman, and I think Rotten Sword Insignia.
Wait, well, you're back.
Bro, why can't he back up like that whenever, like, I need him to? He backed up and did the fireball. Whenever I'm fighting those guys, I always back up whenever I don't want them to. And whenever I need them to stop attacking me, they don't back up. Insanity. It's been 7 minutes since either one of us marked a square. It's been 13 since he's marked a square. There it is. Furnace golem pretty soon, I think. Yeah, furnace golem pretty soon.
Well, I took you no matter how you're on.
I could go for Mesmer here. I think that might be the play, is Mesmer.
Wait, well, you're back.
Level up though. He might get Sword of Light and Darkness, but I think that's okay. Or is Sword of Light and Darkness or Devonia's Hammer? What is he going for? He has to make a decision. I'm fine giving up Devonia's Hammer. Like that's actually fine. I need one more Remembrance boss and I'm level 85. I hear the Fire Knight. Alright, never mind. In the words of Adolf, get the grace, don't be a hero. Do I go for Devonia's? Why not? Put the pressure. Come on. Is this it? My God. Holy. Dude, losing that middle square got me so stressed out. You have no idea. Oh my God. Jesus, dude. Oh man.
It's good, sir. GG's, man.
Hey, what's up? Hello. Thank you.
Very interesting board, like close to no early game, really.
Yeah.
What was your thought on that? You know, having like a lot of boards in the past couple of weeks was like very much like, oh, this is like half the board's early game, half the board you have to rush. This one being like, you got like 2, maybe 3. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it makes it pretty interesting in my opinion, because but I don't know, it becomes more of a marathon, not a sprint to everything. You're way more rewarded having map presence with a board like this, I think. So it is kind of shrink, and I guess additionally there was only like one thing past Ancient Dragon Man, so you didn't even have to like go that far, I think, for a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, Ancient Dragon Man was really not a priority in this specific match. But looking at the early game, you both did rush larval tiers here, and then at some point you guys kind of like diverted to different game plans. What was your overall thought after larval tiers, since you did get sniped on that? Like, what was your thinking of like, okay, this is exactly what he's going to go for next, and like, yeah, your overall game plan after that, snipe happened.
Well, it was either he was gonna go for Vertigus Discus or Logre, so I decided to, like, set up a little bit, like, get more Skadu, because, I mean, he was either gonna go straight to Logre or straight to Vertigus Discus, so I got 2 more, Skadu fragments, got, level 2 Skadu, and then went over to Logre, and then, yeah, sure enough, he went for the other one, so... I figured he wasn't going for Logre by then, or if he would have gotten it, he would have gotten it, like, I don't know, like, as I was going to him, so I wouldn't have wasted that much time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable. And then, yeah, building that presence with Bear, Lion, Hippo, making sure that you kind of, like, capitalize on all of those, that was really, really nice. That definitely played into it a lot. Were you ever worried about any of the diagonals? I mean, Scorpions 2 did block one of them, but even like the other diagonal, both of them kind of pretty decent diagonals kind of play into. Were those worries at all at some point, or were you already kind of like setting up to block those?
It was definitely a worry for the top left diagonal, because he was pretty silent on the board. I think it was like 13 minutes at one point. 14? No, 13. So I was wondering if he was going to go for Golden Braid, but I guess he was getting progress on the helms, or so it seemed. So it kind of helped me out, I think.
Yeah. After Golden Hippo, you skipped the main gauge. Were you not planning for the parry square at all, or was just other things more important?
I was gonna come back to it, because I mean, like, it's right there, and I was thinking that I needed to just, like, I don't know, just go. Those parry squares, I mean, like, I guess you're not really gonna necessarily be sniped on them, so or maybe you are, I don't know, but if I was gonna go towards Exaltation Talisman, then I mean, I already had the grace, or I was planning on getting the grace by the 2 hippos anyway, so I was thinking I was gonna have a lead on that if it ever came down to it. So
Okay.
Yeah.
didn't pick it up.
All right,
Right
let me go
away.
ahead and bring in Bushy here real quick.
Mhm.
Bushy, welcome in, man. GG's, good sir.
Jeez, Bushy.
GG's. Well played,
Um,
CBD.
Thank you, dude.
So looking at the board, you got larval tears just right before CBD. Like I would say probably like a 2-second difference. And it was interesting because both of you guys actually went separate ways after the first larval tier. Once you both got to 3-path cross, you went straight for the one that's near the talisman, the ailment talisman, and then CBD went straight to Prospect Town, and then you guys switched. Was there a specific reason why you both went different pathways, or was it just preference?
Yeah, the last one's closer to the Great Katana, so I thought it'd be more efficient.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I actually agree with that. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
much
super
it.
fair.
I mean, it was less than a second to snipe. It was.
Yeah, it was
very
pretty
close.
close.
Yeah. And then afterwards, Bushy, you did go for Vertigo's Discus, which I thought was a really good call. You didn't really have a weapon prepped at that time, and just going for all the collection squares that you don't need a weapon for anyways, trying to push that line as much as possible. So like, what was the game plan after Vertigo's Discus and Larval Tears? Because you did have a bit of a strong presence in the early game with that diagonal being active and stuff. Like, were there different lines you were eyeballing, or was it just that diagonal of the bottom left to top right? Like, what was your game plan?
Yeah, I mean the storyline of this game for me at least was I lost to execution errors. I just kept dying and not playing good. But I think the plan that I had was at least all right. I knew that I had a lot of map presence advantage early game, and I knew that it was going to take CBD a little bit to like make up for that, especially when I am putting down relevant threats with that diagonal. I considered going for healing the wounded Kindred of Rot before setting up a weapon, but I decided that like having some versatility first would be better. So I did weapon first at that point, and then I started developing backside Shadowkeep because I saw there was a lot of good stuff backside Shadowkeep. When I chose to go for the Death Knight, retrospectively, that's a dumb idea. I thought the square was faster, and I also did not play very well. But it was between that and the Golden Braid. Golden Braid gets CBD like more map presence, so it makes sense why he would go for it. I at that point I was just kind of under the interpretation that I would still have a larger lead on backside Shadowkeep than I did. So I thought I had more spare time, but combination of Death Knight being a longer square than I thought, and CBD probably being closer than I thought. Like I thought he probably only had like Morth Ruins at that time. Just made it so that he ended up catching up on the map progress that I had earned through a lot of misreads and even more misplaying on my part.
Yeah. So like there was a thing that we were kind of like curious about with Scorpion Stew kind of blocking that bottom left to top right. You still kind of rushed that wounded Kindred Rot, which probably could have been held for a while, knowing that CBD just did Dancing Lion and didn't really have much progression anyways towards Shadowkeep. So I guess what was the decision as to why still rush it? Was it just to try and block out just as many lines as possible, or was it just to get it off your mind and on the board?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could have held it for longer. I view going for diagonal bingos, even when they're blocked, it's still like really valuable to go for because it really efficiently shuts down lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I got 3 squares and CBD had 4 bingos left, which like that's obviously pretty good. It gives me less things to worry about later on. But yeah, I mean, I definitely could have held on to it for a little bit longer. I didn't. I remember like saying something similar to myself in the moment. I thought it was going to end up being a parry race right after that, and then of course I started having parry incidents. But yeah, I definitely could have held it longer. But still blocking 2 entirely untouched lines is still like valuable in and of itself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and we brought that up too during that match. It's like even if you don't have a line of sight to progress for, you are still shutting out a lot of things with just 4 squares on a diagonal. You're blocking out, like 90% of all the lines, and that's like a very powerful thing to have for sure. Trying to really force that majority. And so CBD here, when you did get Golden Braid, was like line 1 like your definite line to finish the match, or was it more or less like if I can get these, sure, kind of a thing, but not necessarily a priority?
No, I was focused on just blocking bingos at that point. Like I did hand to hand because I wanted to block the bingo. It was like the fastest one to do. And then I guess after I killed Mesmer with it just because I needed to get more progress towards an aerial limb. And I just kind of I knew that he was in RAW, or he had RAW access. So I just went to Devonia because I was right there. I was just gonna go and get this sort of light and darkness, but I figured even if he snipes me on Devonia's hammer, I still get sort of light and darkness and then go kill Ramana for the level 85 and access to an aerial limb. So it just kind of, I don't know, just worked out. Just blocking lines turned into me being able to bingo.
Did you read the Death Knight square as me having half of Sword of Light and Darkness, or did you just not see that? Okay.
Yes. Did you have it, or?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I literally just died like probably 15 times this match and wasted so much time.
Yeah, the Death Knight was a bit rough, right? He's super tanky and deals so much damage with the lightning. It's just difficult.
Yeah, Death Knight and Rolana were but they always have been. I mean, those are fights that are just, I feel like are not, I wouldn't say underestimated, but definitely are just so much riskier, especially in bingo, because you can't prep as much as like normal playthroughs, right? And definitely the twin axe Death Knight is way scarier than the long half axe, because that guy's just way slower, so you're able to actually get better reads on attacks and stuff. But hey, it's still a great match from both of you guys. GG's on this one. Best of luck to you guys on your next matches. I do appreciate you guys playing today. Any questions you guys have for for each other before we move on to the next match?
No, I think I'm
on the
good.
board or anything?
Did you use the Great Katana?
I sure did.
All right. Just another Great Katana game. For both of us.
It would be. I brought that up in the beginning. I was like, hey, if some people were asking for weapon variety, I kind of brought it up in the Discord, but I think changing that in the middle of the season is not a good idea. So
yeah.
I mean, and here's the thing. It's like, it kind of like with season 1, you're only going to have so many options. If I take things away, there's going to be a different meta. If I add things, there's going to be a different meta. Like, it doesn't matter. There's going to be a meta, right? Yeah. And Great Katana Backhand Blade just being the meta it is what it is. You can't really work around that too much. Adding options is definitely a thing, but it's not in the middle of the season anyways. But yeah, thanks so much for playing today, guys. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. And if you want to, obviously go ahead and watch back the match. I think there's some really good tidbits in there of just like board reading and stuff. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys soon. Good luck in your next match.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Dom.
See you, Dom.
GG's.
GG's, Bushy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.